Mr. Janu. So today I see that you're joined by your son, Elijah.
Hey guys.
All right, Elijah is actually a recent graduate of Valdosta State. Yay! Yay!
Insert applause.
Insert applause, yeah. Insert applause.
Okay, so insert applause there. Now, I know last year was a kind of a challenging year for you. Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
What?
did you have any idea that your father was even sick?
Nah, he looked good. He looked healthy. I ain't think nothing was wrong with him. I just knew he was talking about like his stomach from like the surgery he had previously, like a year prior. So other than that, nah, I ain't think nothing was wrong with him. He looked perfectly healthy. And, you know, it was your usual self, same person.
Sexy, still sexy.
Ugly, but yeah, he was the same person. So I ain't think I wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't think nothing was wrong at all.
He's uglier than I am.
So, Eric, tell me, what made you even share with your son what was going on?
Um, I don't. I felt. I just felt like I felt I had to. You know. I mean, like he was like the only one around. You know, like the closest thing to me. So, and he lived with me. So I had to tell him he could just. You know, I just had to tell him I know how he is. I know how he is. You know, like how he take things and stuff like that. I already tell him and then not tell him because if you tell him later on, he already processed things. You know, he'll get it and he'll process it, and then I just know how he is, so I had to tell him. I just put it like that.
And when you heard the news, Elijah, tell me, just go back to that day when he shared with you. Explain to me how you were feeling. Like,
Alright, the day he told me the news, really I was avoiding him that day because my sister had texted me while I was at work and was like, "Oh, Dad going off, boom, 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 all that." And I know I get sometimes like when he's going off and stuff, like he's mad about certain stuff in the house. So I got off of work early that day, hung out with some of my friends, went home, showered, and just took a nap. And then I think he gets home, like once I got home, he wasn't home, so I just went straight to my room because I'm like, I'm not trying to get yelled at and stuff. I don't know what even he's mad about. So once he came back, I think he had a doctor appointment that day. Once he came back, he knocks on my door and is like, "Dang." I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "Come in." And I come to the door. He like, "Let me talk to you outside." And once he said that, I'm like, he has never asked me to talk to me outside. So like, I'm thinking it's my grandma, it's my mom. Like, it has to be somebody extremely close that just passed something, you know, something bad that just happened for him to talk to me outside about. So he talks to me outside. He's telling me, boom, boom, boom. I can just feel something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. So he's like, I went to the doctor today. And he was just like, cancer. When I heard that, it was like everything just went mute. It's just, means like cancer this, things like metastasized. That's the only words I really heard was cancer metastasized. Just felt like it was a big hole, like ripped out my chest. Like, I don't know. I couldn't process it at first, but it was just like, when you think of cancer, you automatically think of like death and stuff like that. Like, yeah, people beat cancer and stuff like that. So hearing my dad say, "Oh, cancer metastasized," boom, like, yeah, I didn't, like, I was processing it, but in the moment, right when he said it, it was just like everything went mute, and I just broke down like a little boy crying and stuff, and yeah.
A waterhead. He be crying a lot. He be crying a lot.
So that's how I took it, but he was like, "I'm strong, we're gonna fight this, we're gonna boom, boom, boom," and he did that, so, yeah. But that was like the first moment, like right when he told me, that's how I felt, like, just really felt empty, but yeah.
Yeah, I told him stay off Google.
Oh yeah, he did tell me to stay off Google, but I went on Google and seen it. It was like metastasized stage 4, boom. So even dealing with that, like the days following that, it was like basically like I had to put on like a front. Like when I'm around people, I like nothing's wrong with me. All the time I'm going through this, I'm dealing with that. But anybody around me, they even said like Now, like, bro, I didn't know you was even going through that. I didn't know you was around us. You was coming to work. You was doing this. Like, nothing was wrong with you. Like, so yeah, I had to put on a facade for just a little bit. So he opened up and like, so my siblings, because I was the only one that knew all my siblings and stuff. So being around them and having to be like, and having to act like nothing was wrong with me. But that was probably the hardest part.
How were you able to how were you able to act like that?
Um, I just say I feel like I'm a strong individual, so that's really how. Like, I just prayed. I really just prayed and yeah until because I knew that was something serious. So I knew whenever he was ready, he would have said something to them. So I waited till whenever he was ready to say something to them, and then that's when we had all talked about it. So
Okay. Eric, what are your thoughts about this? Hearing him say this and share this with you.
I kind of knew how you felt, how you would feel, and how you would react. I just didn't want him to like take it to. I didn't want it to stop him from doing what he was doing, so I was trying to keep it from him as long as I could. But when they told me, it was, it was pretty serious. I said, let me go ahead and tell him, and so if something did happen to me, that he would be all right. He wouldn't be devastated or whatever. He would not say all right, but he would be able to handle it a little bit better than what he would have if I, didn't tell him. So I just wanted to make sure that his mental was straight and everything, and that just let him know, cause like I say, he like the closest thing to me. So I just was like, let me let him know, cause I know how he is. So I said let him get to it and start dealing with it so he could process it and put it out, put it out his brain or whatever, or put it, not out his brain, but just being able to deal with it. But and I knew he was about to go back to school too. So another thing, I wanted him to get that. Now I wanted him to get the call while he was in school, while I started chemo treatment and stuff like that. So I just wanted him to, get a grip, get bases, process it, deal with it, and just push, because it was time to push. It wasn't time to, we didn't have the luxury to sit back and really process it. We just had to jump into it like full force. It like, it was fight or flight. So we had to fight. So that's what happened. We didn't have the luxury to just, like I said, process it, sit back, watch it. All right, well, he's this and how's he started? Because everything happened so quick. Everything was like bam, bam, bam. I didn't have that much time, so we had to really get on it. So it was fast, and then he had to start school. So I just told him deal with that, and then I'll deal with this, and we'll see each other then. So that was it.
How were you able to deal with this, Elijah, when you're looking at you're going into your senior year of college?
I just took it as I had to be, because in that instance, like, yeah, you hear the percentage, you see the stuff on Google and stuff. I know he's a strong person, so he was gonna fight. So I was just, every day I'd call and check on him, see how he's doing and stuff. But on my end, I just knew I had to be locked in. And I was real focused on school, because I'm like, I gotta be able to know the stuff I'm learning and stuff. So it's hearing that news and stuff is like, okay, I'm next up in my household. Like, I'm the next up, like, male figure around my sisters and stuff. So I'm like, I gotta make sure we all straight. If God forbid that was to happen, like if he was to pass, I gotta make sure we all straight. So going back to school, I was just extremely locked in. It was really just school. I would work out, school, work out, school, work out, school. That's what really just kept my mental good throughout that whole process.
Yeah, he called me every day, so I was letting him know I was cool and stuff like that. But he could tell sometimes when I had to go through chemo and stuff that I wasn't really feeling the best. And, he was just checking on me. I was letting him know, just I was locked in as long as he seen my face. But I guess when I started losing my hand and stuff, he was looking at me crazy.
Oh, yeah. He did pop out with the bald head, but and then I would come home.
Yeah.
I would come home once a month.
Yeah, he come check on me and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'd go back on the weekends. Like anytime I had a free weekend, just come check on him and stuff. So
yeah, so it was a lot. He did a lot, man. He did a lot. So he held me down. He was honorable son.
Are there any words that you would like to share with your son before we conclude?
That I'm still prettier than him. I'm sexier than him.
No, your best day.
That's all it is, you know. It's like that. We don't stop. That's my dog. You know that. You know I love him. That's my guy. So, you know what's up.
Elijah, what about you to your father?
No, like you said, that's my guy. And even though with the like the drastic stuff he was going through at hand, he made a promise that he was gonna meet me. He still was gonna be here for graduation and stuff. I just graduated college this past weekend, and he was there. Like he stuck to his promise. He fought, and yeah.
When he stuck to his promise, he did it. So that's what's up. Janue Strong. That's how we do it.
Right.
Well, all right. Thank you so much.